Good morning, dear students. Welcome to Python programming class. Today we have in the agenda iteration by sequence of index and example program we'll discuss. One such example program is printing the multiplication table, linear search, and writing else if statement in one line. I think most of you are writing a lot of programs, but you're using 2-3 lines. But how to write else if statement in one line? That is what I'm going to talk today. And finally, else with for loop. So far, you have not seen else with any looping statement. You have seen else with if. But here in Python, we have else with for loop. Same way, else with while loop. And while loop also we'll discuss, and some example programs at the end assignment. Before I proceed further to the actual contents, let us see how many of them have submitted the assignment. So if I go to Padlet, yeah, I could able to see most of you have submitted, I believe. Yeah, 49 students have submitted. 50, sorry, it's updated one. And I could able to see most of you are writing, either you're, typecasting. See, look at here, this one program. You're typecasting int of ELE. You're typecasting. Some other program, if I take, you're typecasting it as a float of that number. So I don't want to typecast. I want to check the data type. If the data type is a number, then only you should proceed further. That is, you have to calculate for sum. That was my basic idea. How to check the type of particular element in the Python. So look at this code. I think most of you might have not done this way, except one or two. I could able to see Lavanya has done, and some other one or two students have done. Excellent, really excellent. You have to do it. You take a list. This is a list I have already given yesterday in the question. Right? And now I make it as sum num as 0. And each element is looping. And if the element is within, suppose if it is an integer or float, so then it will add to the sum. And finally, at the end, it will print. Same thing you can visualize. Okay, let me share the Google Colab code once again. Entire example that we work out, you can get through this Google Colab. You can just open it and you will get it. Okay. So that's the small announcement I wanted to make. And I have given another specialized things. In fact, it is from Chandrasekhar. Thanks to Chandrasekhar. You can click on visualize. When you click on visualize, it will take you to a place where you can see step by step what is happening. See, first, when you create a list, LST, it creates a list. In the memory, it creates a list. Okay, fantastic. So later, sum num is equal to 0. So sum num is equal to 0. Yes. It is num variable is created. Next, for loop element is created. Element first, it is pointing to false. And false, is it integer and float? No. Since it is no, it is not adding sum. Okay. Next, it goes to the second element. Second element is 12. 12, is it integer? Yes. Then it will add to the sum. You can see it is added to the sum num. Next, minus 2.4. Yes, minus 2.4. Is it integer or float? Yes, it is a float. Yes, it is added. So once it is added, you can see 9.6. 12 minus 2.4 is 9.6. Same way. You can see. Next, it is going to the next element. So like this, it will go to each and every element 400. And Satish is not, last element is 1 is added, and finally I got 410.6, that is printed, and final output is printing here. So this is what you should understand. And when you click on this visualize code, it will automatically take you to that particular visualization, where you can see how exactly in the memory program is running. Right. Let us come back to our presentation. Okay. Iterating by sequence index. That means after creating a list items can be iterated through index also. Like fruits of 0, fruits of 1, fruits of 2, fruits of 3, fruits of 4, fruits of 5, just like that. So what I'll do, I will find the last index. What is the last index? 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 means I have to go up to 7. That means index in range, len of fruits. Len of fruits means 7. So what it will do, 7 will come here. 7 will come here, and of course here in 7, that means it will start from 0, it goes up to 6. Every time it is printing current element, that is fruit of index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3, index 4, index 5, index 6. It prints all the indexes, and finally it comes out with goodbye. So same code is written here. And I will just and observe here one very important thing. I have created a variable a 23.56, and a is included here. So it is fantastically taking. Now if I run this code, I get the same result. Look at here, banana 400, apple, mango, so and 39 true, and 23.56, and finally goodbye. So this is what the code is all about. Next, further, printing the multiplication table. How exactly we can print multiplication table? So multiplication table, generally it starts from 1 to 10, and so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I create two for loops, one for loop, outer for loop, and you have inner for loop. So inside this, you are printing percentage 3D. That means a 3-character space it is giving, and inside that, the digit I into j is printing, and at the end it is printing a space. And after the inner loop, it is printing a new line character. Just print will print new line character. So you will get output like this. You'll get the multiplication output like this. Same thing you can experience here. You can see I have written the same code. Just you need to run. Yes, we got the output. Same code I have executed, and it is ready. So it is to print multiplication table. So like this, you can enhance. You can enhance this program, and you can write for your custom needs. Moving further, we have linear search. I have already said list can be used if there are very less elements. Array can be used if there are more elements. Very, very important thing. Now, here, list is having very few elements. 10, 24, 53, something. And you have to input a number which you call it as a key. And you define position as 0. And you create a loop starting from the first element till the last element. Every time in the linear search, what you are doing, you are checking whether the element I is a key. If it is a key, then you display it is found at this particular position, and you can break. If it is not found, if it is not found, so you can yeah, Akshay is asking a question. Sir, what is this percentage 3D? Can you please explain? Akshay, after this question, after this program, I'll explain. Definitely, I'll explain. Okay. So, element is found at that particular position and it will break. If it is not found, position will increment. That means it will go to the next position, and this will keep on moving till the last. And you observe very carefully. Else I have written after for loop. You see, that means if the for loop breaks, if the for loop breaks, else will not work. If the for loop completes without break, then it will print a message element not found, and you are writing end of the program. See, I'm using else statement along with for. Else statement along with for. If the element is found, it will display the position. It will display the position, and it will break. Break means it will goes out of this, and it will print end of the program. In case it executes all loop and none of the elements are key element. So what happens? Loop completes, and after the loop is completed, the condition becomes false, and else part will execute. What is there in else part? It is displaying element not found. So same thing I have written here. Same thing I have written here. Observe. Okay. So observe here. I'll come back, Akshay. Okay. See, if the element is not found, look at the level. Level is also same. For and else are in same level. So this is one use case. You can see. I give example 55. 55 is found at position number 8. Yes, it is displaying. I'll rerun and I'll make it as 56. 56 is not found. So how it is saying it is not found? It executes all the elements, checks all the elements, and after executing all the loop of all the elements, what happens? Finally, if the for loop terminates normally, then it will execute the else, and it will say else the element is not found. So 11 lines of code for a linear search, no other programming language can write. No programming language can write. So that is the thing. And coming on to Akshay's question, Akshay, here percentage 3D, you know, in C language, percentage D means what? It's an integer. 3D means 3 decimal places. You will print the I into j in 3 decimal places. That means if I run it, 1 is printed. 1, 2, 3 place. You can see 3 places are being used. I've shown right, 3 places are being used. In the 3 places, it is printing towards right align. It is called string formatting, and we call this as control string. The same thing you are using in C, same thing you are using formatting statements, correct? String formatting concept. It is there in Python. So whenever you are using percentage 3D, you should not give a comma here. Instead of Instead, what you have to do, percent in the bracket, you give the value. So the value here, it is I into j. I into j is nothing but the computing, calculation, multiplication of the I value and j value for printing this. So look at here, 100. 100 means it is printing 3 digits. This is taking 90 is printing 1 digit blank, 2 digit it is occupying. Whereas for us, it is 3 digits. See, 1 digit, second digit space, third digit space. Just to make all the characters aligned to the right for 3 digits, we write this formatting statement. I think, Akshay, you are clear, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Thank you, Pa.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. So this is about linear search. Linear search, it is 11 line codes of 11 line code. I think no programming language supports this. Okay, you can execute very well. I have shared the link. Now, writing if and else statement in one line, one single line. How to write? Look at here. I'm taking an example to do this. A is equal to integer input a number. Whatever the number you give, it will take. It will print positive if A is greater than 0, else print negative. See, if else is your statement, if else statement, you are writing in one single line. Of course, checking whether a number is positive or negative, you could able to complete within 2 lines. Is it possible in any programming language? But it is possible in Python. Look at that code I have given here. The code is also there. Look at here. The same code. I'm just running and you enter a number. I give a number minus 54 negative. I rerun it. I give 0. 0, of course. You can make it as equals here, greater than or equal to 0. Or you can write if it is greater than 0. Okay, if it is greater than or equal to 0, then it is a positive. If less than 0, 55, it's a positive number. So run it again. Okay, 0. 0 is actually a neutral number, positive. Since it doesn't affect either addition or subtraction, it can be of anything. So like this, only 2-line code we write to indicate the else if statement in single line. Okay, this is what the thing that I would like to explain further. Here another case. Here another case where you are given a string s is equal to hello, how are you, and you are supposed to write the output without spaces. Hello, how are you, without spaces. So I store it in my str. S is missing, I'm sorry, my str. And here I is looping from h till question mark, starting of the character till the ending of the string. Starting character till end character. Every time it is checking whether the character is a space. If it is not a space, then it is printing. If it is not a space, then it is printing. If it is a space, it is not going to print at all. It will just skip. Go to the next one. So here if statement, if you have only one statement after if block, you can write next to it. You can write like this, next to it. This also you should observe. The purpose of taking this particular example is, You can write if a statement in case if you have only one single statement, you can continue to write there itself. So this is an example. And of course, this example certainly I can demonstrate here. You can see we can demonstrate. I'm sorry. Yeah, we can demonstrate the same program. If I run, it is just like this. See, you are removing the spaces and you are displaying. You're removing the spaces and displaying. I think you got the logic, how exactly it is being done. And also, I just want to teach you how exactly single line statement along with if can be done. Look at another example. Python program to count the frequency of a character in a string. Maybe I'll take the line of text, one line of text, and I will take a single character where I have to find the frequency. Frequency in the sense how many times it has to, how many times it is appearing in that line of text. So look at here, output first, enter the line of text. I love to teach Python programming. This is the text. And please enter the character. I'm entering P. P is appearing in this 1, 2 times. Yes, it is giving 2 times. If it is not found, it should display 0. Okay, that is also case. So here, what I'm doing, here also I am using the same if statement with a single statement block. Now, I start I with my str. My str is a string. And if I is equal to my str, that means if the character is equal to my string, my character, that is, then the frequency is incremented by 1. And this will continue till the end of the string. And once it reaches the end of the string, then it will print the frequency of that particular my character is the frequency. You can certainly experience the same thing. Now, look at that here. I have the program here. Look at here. I've written my str is a line of text, and my character is the character that you are going to feed in, and you are checking this character inside my str. Now I'll run. Let me run this code. Okay, line of text. Let me run. So I allow to teach Python programming. Okay. Now it is asking, please enter the searching character. I'll just give the searching character as E. So searching character E is found in 2 places. One E here, another one is E here. Yes, like this. Suppose my name is Satish, another instance. I give Z, searching character Z. Z is found 0 times. That means it is not found. So you can do this way also, searching of character inside a string. That is frequency of character. That is also a part of if a statement with a single statement block. So that you have to understand. That you have to understand. Moving further, I have already shown the example here. Else with for loop. Else with for loop. So Python has a special feature. In many ways, I think most of you might have not experienced in other programming languages. Python is so wonderful language which supports else statement associated with loop statement. That is, with for loop, this Python else is working. We have seen else statement with only if so far, and if a statement, that is else statement, is going to work, okay, with for loop, and how exactly it works? If the else statement is used along with the for loop, the else statement is executed when loop has exhausted all the iteration, after the complete after complete execution of the entire loop, the else will execute. If the else statement is used along with the while loop, else statement is executes when the condition is false, when the condition becomes false. So else statement can be used along with the for loop also, along with while loop also. So it works. That is the beauty of thing. So here we have one example. Here actually one example. In the first example, what we are doing, it is printing the x value. 1, 12, 23 is printing. Since it is exhausted, what happens? After the loop is done, else part will come and it will print end of the loop. The same thing we can see here. Yeah, for else statement. When I run this, it is first 100, 12, 23, 45 is printed. After this, what happens? There is no element. Since there is no element, it is becoming false, and end of the loop is printing. I will purposefully add a break statement. I'll purposefully add a break statement so that the for loop will never complete. After printing the first element, it will simply break. In that case, it will print only first element and it will never print this end of loop. End of loop is not printed. So it will never print. That you have to observe here. So if I run this code, look at here, 100 is printed. Because in between, the loop gets terminated. In between, if the loop gets terminated, else will not work. Else will work only after completion of all the loops. Okay, I think in Java you might have seen the finally block in try and catch. After try catch, the finally block will execute. It's just like that else block also here in for loop. So based on this, I have a program to show you better example. This program is to check whether a number is prime or not using for and else statement. See, 10-line code. It is not 10-line code. One line I have left it blank. It's a 9-line code. What is that it is doing? First, it is taking an input. Later, it is creating a loop from 2 to num. 2 to num. 2 to num in the sense until the number it starts. I think you know the definition. Prime number is a number which does not divide by any number except 1 and itself. So that's why I'm starting from not from 1, I'm starting from 2. and it has to go up to n minus 1. N minus 1, it has to go up to n minus 1. So that is, so if I create a range 2 to num, it will print 2 to num minus 1. So it is checking all the numbers. It is creating a range, and I will loop for every number. In case if it divides, then it will say, oh, it is divided and you get this number. Okay, it is not a prime number. It loops and it breaks. It loops. None of the numbers divides. Okay, finally loop completes. Once the loop is complete, else block will come. It will print the number is a prime number. Number is a prime number. So you can run it. You can run through like this. So it is asking for a number. I just give 57. 57 is not a prime because it divides by 3. 3 19s are 57. Yes. No, it is not a prime. I rerun once again. 59 I give. 59 doesn't divide by any number starting from 2 to 58. Never it divides by any number. So it is also a prime number. See, 9-line code program. Is it possible? Yes, in Python it is possible. That is the beauty of Python. So I've been telling this. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Been telling. Next. That is prime or not. Yeah, we have done this. Next, while loop. While loop, you know very well. While loop has a condition. If the condition is true, the block is printed, executed. Until that condition is true, it is keep on keep on executing the block. This we know very well. And based on this, we have a program. Maybe let me run it through Jupyter itself. Yeah. Look at here, n is equal to 5. And result is equal to 0. Count is equal to 1. So is count less than 5? Yes. Then result is equal to result plus count. It means it is adding. Result earlier it was 0. Now it has become 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. Counter is incremented. Now next loop. 2. 1 plus 2. Next 1 plus 2 plus 3. Next 1 plus 2 plus 4. 1 plus 2 plus 5. Because 5 is equal to 5. Yes. And next 6 it becomes. 6 is not equal to, not less than or equal to 5. So it will come out. It will print. It will print the sum of 1 until percentage %d. That is 5 is result is this one. So it prints the natural sum of number 5. Yes, it is 15. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 is 15. Similarly, you can change it to 10. So it will print 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10 is equal to 55. Yes, it is printing. Before I complete today's class, the last program is, I have already discussed this, Fibonacci series. Generating the Fibonacci series using while loop. Look at here, you are creating a while loop. And this I have already explained. This is one of the question paper problem I have already explained. Okay. I have already explained, and it is executed and shown. So before I close the today's class, please note down the assignment and type in your USN in the chat box, as there is only 1 minute left. The program is to scramble the words in a line of text. What do you mean by scramble? So word less than 3 characters need not be scrambled. Okay, fantastic. That means the words which are more than 3 characters, it has to be scrambled. And do not scramble the first and last character. For example, if the word is scrambling, it can be S and G, you have to maintain as it is. In between words, it has to be jumbled. That is. And I've given all the instructions and hint also. So, next class, we'll see some more examples on looping statements. That's all for today's class. Stay safe. All class recordings are available in this particular website.